Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with another exciting episode of Hearts of Iron 4, Canada. Where we last left off, we'd pretty much been kicked out of Europe. We still have a little hold on Sicily, but I have a feeling that is going to fall away relatively quickly because the plan for today, I've been thinking about this a bit, the plan today is to go rescue Africa. It needs it. And to be quite honest, it's really the only geographic location we can hope to have any success in. The moment we touch down in Europe, we're fighting the Germans and their allies. We can see here Slovakia, Italy, Hungary, Japan, Manchukuo, the Siamese Empire, and Bulgaria. We're also fighting the Soviet Union, Xinjiang, and Mongolia. So Mongolia and that doesn't really matter. And I'd love to go into Asia to clean that up. But of course, if we go into Asia, it's Japan we're fighting. We are in no position to fight Japan. So the best thing we can do to help everyone out is to go down and clear out Africa. Now, we won't need the Mounties. The Mounties can go home because they are just, basically cavalry militia, and I haven't invested much training in them at all. They're up to regular status, which is exciting, well, except for one, but 4 very understrength units of cavalry with some police, they're not going to be able to do much in the way of defense. So first things first, let's get the Mounties out of here. Although it does look like we're getting Yugoslavia showing up here. With some tanks, no less. Well, yeah, they got tanks. Light tanks, it looks like. But we gotta move the Canadian Corps. And yes, I realize this is bigger than a normal corps. Deal with it. Both of these things make up the Canadian Army in my head. We don't have 2 armies, because Canada doesn't need 2 armies, so we got 2 corps. If that's going to be a huge issue, I do apologize, but I'm not changing, so there we go. Let's get the Mounties home, first off. So we'll get everybody up in here. If Yugoslavia wants to try and defend some of my territory, I am fine with that. They can totally do that. But yeah, we're not able to do anything except sit here. And sitting here not doing anything isn't exactly exciting. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe someone out there finds some excitement in that. I'd be shocked. And besides, the Americans are showing up here. Well, now maybe. Hold on. What are the Americans going to do? Because maybe we won't go to Africa with the Royal Canadians. We'll take the Royal Canadians and have them join the Americans and the Yugoslavians in a push up Italy. At least that way, we've got more forces to help us out, which should theoretically be a good thing. Here come a whole host of Soviet bombers. Not much we can do. Are you guys really? I mean, I understand. I told you all to move here. Okay, yeah, you guys are just redeploying, so go ahead, stop. You can go there. You can do whatever you're doing. Training of some kind. Alright, yeah, so definitely the Americans are going across. Let's not have them get all the fun. And thankfully, this land does go to us. Because we crossed in Canadian territory. So unless a naval invasion happens in some other location, we should be getting an awful lot of territory, which is good and bad. Good, because we'll get the production abilities from that country. So any factories or shipyards or anything like that, great. Great news, lovely. See, I just wish... It's a weird thing, right? Like, I just want to click on that airbase just to see, you know, if our allies have any units here, and they don't. But zoomed in because of the way that cavalry icon is, I just can't do it. Did we make it across? We did! Ooh, ba-boom! That's a big sound. We've got our improved landing craft, which is good, so that means we can do quite a lot when it comes to naval invasions. In theory, anyway. What? We might actually want to get some anti-tank stuff on the go. I guess we could swap over to mechanized. We do have 30 units, or 34 experience points. Let's just zoom out a little bit. So what we could do is swap only one of those over to mechanized. Right, 5, 10. Oh no, we could do all of them. And then swap our production over, although we are well far behind in trucks. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. Is there anything we can do to improve our infantry, though? We've got some artillery, a field hospital, field engineers. We could add in a recon company, maybe, might be good. They only use support equipment, I think, and they certainly do boost a lot of things. So we could save that. If we wanted to, we could add a whole host of other infantry units in there, but I don't really think that's necessary. I do think that is a good change, though, so we will go ahead and do that. And we do need to come up with another thing to research. We're actually fairly far down on our old research tree there. I'm not going to begin researching fighters, because that's pointless. How are we looking for something like... Well, we could go with rockets, and we're going to need rockets to get jet engines. So let's get started on that. And then we'll see... I should also probably get my factories up so I can get that final research slot. So let's do that. I think military factories should be fine. So if we do that, one of my biggest complaints with this game is this. These things should be like click and draggable, or in previous versions of Hearts of Iron, there was a button to send things right to the top, but moving those around it's tedious and it isn't fun. Not like micromanaging always has to be fun, but it's just there's better ways. And we're getting close on getting the Marine Corps, or the Marine units, finished. How's this push going? Considering we started planning to go to Africa, I'm actually impressed. The organization of the Axis forces here is atrocious. Now, our organization isn't all that great either, and we definitely are hitting supply issues. But can we punch these guys hard? We do have a decryption advantage, which is good. There are a lot of units there. America, if you would like to join in... You're not going to join in, are you? Okay. We'll cancel that attack then. Oh! Oh! The Soviets and the Axis are sitting there happy to fight us off together. That does suck. We're good there. Don't need to worry about wasting precious time and resources on research. Could probably do to get our construction and critically our resource gathering up. That would be the important things to do. I feel like our progress here just hasn't really been good enough yet. We don't have a lot of tanks there. That might be why. Our units are definitely under strength. So, you know, slowly but surely they should have that problem rectified. But, you know, the situation in Africa is still a concern, and I might still send the Van Doos out to help. Now, the good thing is, because I don't think nationalist Spain is involved in the war. They've just sent volunteers, so that obviously means they're not involved in the war. So they've got 2 ports down here that are giving them supplies. And if we got, no, Spanish, Portuguese, and a naval base, a Portuguese naval base, I don't think, fairly confident Portugal is remaining neutral in this conflict. So, if we land our boys here, or maybe here, either one. Basically, I want to get this cut off as quick as I possibly can. So, while doing a naval invasion of Libreville here would be... Or Libreville? It's probably Libreville. Yeah. Would be nice. Or even down here in this naval base, Leopoldville. Destroyer effort. Because that's relevant to what we're doing soon. We really have no need for that. Guess we might as well do that because we do still have one close air support thing left. So yeah, what we want to do is close off the ports, right? So we can knock those 2 out, and then that should start causing Germany to run into supply issues, because they'll be running all their supplies from down here. Now, I don't know what position the South Africans are in, but I'd be willing to bet they're not in a very good position to push back and take those 2 ports. So maybe we send the Van Doos down to Cape Town and we can secure those 2 pretty quickly, and then from South Africa, jump up here, snag those last 2 ports, and then basically the Germans are strangled. So as long as we can hold that situation, and I imagine we can help out with South Africa clearing out any German forces that are down here. We just want to make sure they don't get any more ports. And I mean, they're Venezuelan. Come on. Apologies if you're from Venezuela. But it's Britain. They shouldn't have a problem fighting Venezuela. We got 4 more Marines to come. We have no equipment and no manpower. We can have them join up later. Let's get everyone into Quebec. What are you guys missing? Motorized and medium tank. Shocker. It's almost 43. We might as well start. Production efficiency growth. I think we'll go with the well, I mean, we're not really changing anything around with production. And our efficiency cap is already 100. I don't know if it can go above that. And certainly what we could do is drop that down and do that, because we do need a lot of trucks. We also need a lot of tanks. That's about all I wanted to vote to tanks until we get 2 more factories, and then we'll see. Probably put them into more tanks. So, in that case, maybe production efficiency retention would be better. Alright, let's start researching that. You guys are ready. Let's send you to Cape Town. And hopefully it does look like the South Africans are walking around down there pretty unpestered. So we can snag those two shipping line, or those two ports. You're on an attack? Okay, we'll help. That should boost the attack a bit, shouldn't it? I mean, we're not in great shape. They do have a lot of reserve. Oh my god, they've got a lot of reserves. Stop that. It's not a good idea. We should be able to hold off on the defense though, right? Right? They're just going to keep pouring men into that front. More tanks, right? Yeah, more tanks. We'll do that. There we go. And we need some more tungsten from America. And we need some more steel from America. Although it's not like they need civilian factories, but hey, we can help out. Ah, it's just the Soviets pushing for this attack, right? It would be nice if that was clearer what nationality the reserves are. Like, obviously, things like NKVD or something like this, I'm aware, would be Soviet, because, I mean, obviously it's got a Russian name. Oh, and now it's the Germans' turn. No, it's the Soviets yet again. They're just going to keep pushing. We'll keep fighting back. We can do this all day. I mean, I say that. We probably can't do it all day. We can probably pull it off all episode. Yep. This is not looking good. And of course... Yeah, good. Those guys are going to be training, but it is going to take them a while. The first video I do is an absolute disaster for the Allies. Hasn't happened to me yet in any other game. I haven't been gangbanged by the Axis and the Soviets before, though, so... You know. What can you do? Poor Greece. I mean, it looks like they're doing okay. We got some Americans in there to help out. Well, one American light tank unit. We're on the defense, but it does look like some United States units are pushing for an offensive. We're not looking good on the defensive either. Vasily Kuznetsov is pushing hard. Poor General Anderson. Well, things are stretched pretty thin for old Mr. Anderson. We are putting up some good soft attack values, though. I mean, the low supply sucks, but you know, that'll get rectified as we slowly but surely repair everything that's going wrong in Sicily. And the Vandus, where are you at? Still in the middle of the Atlantic. Oh, I really hope we don't run into any German naval forces. That would not be good. Not be good at all. Oh, damn. Well, the Axis have made it back up into the Sahara. So on the plus side, they're going to be taking attrition damage because nobody wants to stand around in the Sahara. But making that much progress is not a good thing. We've already lost... Well, it says we've lost 11 units, but down here it's still showing 24 out of 24. Up here we can definitely see... Oh, okay, he ran back here. That's fine. Yeah, we got a lot of people running back there. You know what? Let's get everyone off the front line. And hope we don't get overrun. Come on, make it, 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 make it! I feel like we should have been overrun there, but... no matter. We're slowly making it. We definitely do have supply problems for Sicily. That is not a surprise. We have a lot of units there. Come on, Britain. Start pushing south, would you? We're almost getting down into South Africa. And it... oh, what a lovely pocket the South Africans have been able to create. Recapturing their well... yeah, recapturing their capital. Maybe... can I shift you? Monsieur Montague, can you land here? No, I should have looked more closely. That's fine. We can chill in Cape Town for the conceivable future. Foreseeable future. Or conceivable. I mean, you can conceive of us staying in Cape Town as long as you want. Alright, so we'll sit here and hold out on Sicily a bit longer. Hopefully, the understrength Vandus are going to be enough for South Africa. We will be able to get those 4 Marines out once they're at least fully equipped. I'm not going to send troops into the field short of equipment. But we don't maybe necessarily need to train them all the way. We could have a couple green Marines if we need to. In the meantime, let's check on how our strategic bomber production is going, and we've got 61 of them, so we'll hold off for a bit longer. We do have an awful lot of close air support, which might indeed be helpful to throw into Italy. So let's get 100 close air support planes deployed there now. And because there's no active air units down here, we will have air superiority, and we can assist in the defense of Egypt. Obviously, we'll take them a while to deploy from Canada. Come on, lads. Now, taking a look at the geography, I'm thinking we'll take the Vandus and we'll make the front line... oh my god, come on. Here. So we don't have... oh, well, that's not going to work, is it? Not with them moving up. I don't want to cross a river is all. So... would there be better? Let's, get you guys using the South African highways. Oh, those are so understrength. We do have the manpower. We could add a few more. Close air support. National focus is done. Lovely. Oh, come on. How long are we? We're so close. And have those units deployed yet? Almost there. Yeah, that should be relatively defendable. Alright. We're going to want your front line right there. We are going to want you to push to there. That is really not my idea. I want the front line to be facing that way. So, if we go something like that, it still doesn't look right, but whatever. It'll get itself sorted. Push. Let's go. You're ready. You have immense numerical superiority. You can just go. What are you waiting for? 20 divisions versus 1. How much preparation do you need to do? At least they've stopped moving. You hear? Beautiful. Deploy to Egypt. We don't need to worry about naval bombing. Just close air support. Let's hope you can help. I think they should. They should be able to help out General Jock Campbell with their air support. Yes, deal with it. All right, it's nice to have the planes back in the air. It's good to be pushing against Jorg von Kuchler here. Kuchler? Kuchler? Something like that. My German, it's rusty. Concentrated industry done. Yay. Let's go for the next level. So we're almost in 1943. That's fine. Is our last factory done? Can we get that? We have 50 factories, do we not? Factories. 50. More factories than 50. Oh, for... Well, then why not make the requirement 51? Fine. There, let's get Southern Ontario, another freaking factory. Let's move that all the way up to the top. I guess I probably should have been building civilian factories to get the production quicker, but military factories seem to be the important thing. And we could get a full line of tanks going, which will mean more steel and tungsten, but, you know, we'll deal. Here, we can probably add... Yeah, let's do... just all of them. 110? Sure. We'll get those close air support. One's upgraded. And get a little bit of an air support in the south. It feels good to be rolling again. How are things looking in Sicily? I mean, at least, you know, running across the strait here is a bit more difficult, I think, than they would be hoping. And we still are holding on to these two islands, which is great. Once we're finished up in Africa, that might be a good spot to base the Van Doos out of to do a double push into Italy. I'm still convinced Italy is going to be the best way to get into Europe. It's just once we're in Europe, the real trick of it is to not die. Now that's rude. The Germans showing up and relieved the Soviet forces. Greece is still a slaughter. And this fight is taking a surprising amount of time. Let's take a look at our Marines. And we are producing hardly any artillery, actually. So adding artillery support to our Marines, well, a good idea. Maybe we'll go with recon. Where are you at? Or an engineering company. That would be a good idea. Why not? Let's get a recon company in there as well. Save it. That will affect these guys' training, but that's fine. And our forces in the field can slowly get upgraded. That'll make our... Are we helping here? Doesn't look like it. It'll make our marine units just a little more punchy, which will be good. You deployed yet? How long? Oh, you are. You're standing by. Lovely. Let's get some close air support rolling then. Get them up in the skies? Yes! There we go. Now things are going the Canuck way. Kind of. The Germans have picked up another port, probably another 2 ports. Well, that's not the best. Please tell me we're spreading out. Okay, good. I wouldn't have minded one unit going that way. But, you know, I'm not a general. I'm just an omnipotent figure guiding a nation through the perils of war. I hope the Germans don't send down an air force. We can't deal with an air force. There is quite a strong navy rolling around up here, so that's at least good. It doesn't help us against planes or bombers, but it does help us against other navies, I guess. The Italians should have a fairly decent navy too, so all the help we can get, you know? Good. I don't... why? 2 armored divisions have stayed in the back for no reason whatsoever. Yes, experimental rockets. What is it? I don't necessarily think investing in that rocket engine is quite the right thing to do yet. Oh, look, naval strike tactics. Yes, very useful for my nation. And you guys are still hanging in the back? Motorized. That's fine. We should be able to slaughter those guys with our tanks. And they are getting very close to that airbase. So let's rebase you. Can we fit here? You bet we can. We'll rebase to Cairo. Just so we don't get overrun. Because I would hate to lose my most advanced close air support planes at this stage. We're rolling. Good. You can take your offensive line and basically do that. And then once you're ready for that push, of course, send some units to the left. Wait, obviously, until units show up. Almost done on that front. Construction done, so we can get excavation, which will be worthwhile, I guarantee it. And let's get South Africa sorted as quickly as we can, shall we? No, you can't. No. Go. Don't move more units. We don't need a pretty front. We need an active front. Why are we sending one Marine unit against infantry that's dug in? We have so many units. Why are units still moving to the west? And none of those units are moving. I appreciate the idea behind drawing the lines. And why do we have 10 divisions? Everybody goes. Why aren't you guys included? Everybody goes. I do appreciate like the idea behind drawing these lines and having the AI deal with all the maneuverings. I love it. I hate micromanagement. I love strategy games, but I hate micromanagement, especially just for micromanagement's sake. So considering, you know, the amount of provinces and the amount of units and all this other stuff, it's good that there's an automated way to march your armies around. I love it. It's not a smart system. It's not very clear what's going to happen. Drawing the lines themselves can get a little finicky, especially when operating up in, you know, northern Italy. Or northern Italy. Again, I'm calling Africa Italy. Operating up in like the Sahara or whatever, the way front lines can expand, you wind up through, you know, no fault of your own, having units stationed in places no unit should be stationed. And like a lot of them. There's no decision making that the AI makes for where would be a good place to put my units. Like, there's no calculations of, well, how much attrition am I going to get here? Maybe I shouldn't have 3 tank units sitting in the middle of the desert. Maybe I can hold this land with 1 infantry unit. But there's none of that. All right. We got that sorted, and we can definitely see German reinforcements coming down here. So what I would like to do is get that front line set up with everybody. And then hopefully we can push across the river before these guys get here. It doesn't look like they're too concerned with coming down south, so that's good. And if you would like to just, you know, clean up the rest of this area, that would be grand. They are on the move. Let's quickly check on Sicily. Holy crapola, did they push up quickly. I realize this isn't Sicily. I'm just surprised at how quick the advance has been. My planes in Cairo now have a chance to be overrun shortly. We have a lot of units sitting across the border here. Not good. 51! So that means we've got a full production line of medium tank 2s. Yes! Got our assault rifles and our bazookas getting produced. Oh, are the Japanese here too? Look at that! Oh, and they're coming around this direction now to squeeze off that. So what we're going to want to do here, before they can push this way, we're going to want to cut them off here. So, if I can, I'd like a front line looking like that. And then that should cut those guys off completely. But they should be running into supply issues anyway. They're very, very far. Well, not very, very far, but I would imagine the infrastructure in the interior of Africa is fairly limited. So they should be running into supply issues. It's kind of a moot point with the success they're having in the north. And I don't know if the amount of American units here is enough to hold off whatever the Axis Soviet alliance will have. Those look like freaking tigers, don't they? Heavy tanks. I don't think we're set up to fight heavy tanks. Why are you pushing? That doesn't seem like a good idea, America. We're not joining in. We have air superiority? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. We have air superiority in Italy. We don't in the sea. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's abandon Africa. Italy is not 2,000 kilometers away from Sicily. This is another thing that would be nice, is to set up the air objectives before. How are we looking? Organization and strength is pretty crap. Supplies are pretty crap. Pushing against this is a pretty crap idea, but we can get our bombers up to assist. That's good news. We'll just want to keep an eye on the Italian air sector and make sure no enemy units show up, but that's huge. I like that. I don't like that, but you take what you can get. We're ready here. Let's get that push going. We do have some bombers here, which will rebase up to there. And we're still fighting in South Africa, so that's fine. They'll just be closer to the front. Which is good. We'll get the Van Doos across the river safely and then push in west. They've got coastline, but they've got no supplies. We got a trickle of allied reinforcements. Can't really blame them. Holding Cairo is a bit more important than holding South Africa, or retaking South Africa, I guess. Oh, that's so good. I hope we're bombing them as we go. I guess I could get... Now, you see, this is where experience has taught me. If we take a look, for a nation like Canada, historically, we produced a lot of strategic bombers, specifically Lancasters, specifically very well put together Lancasters. In the game, the best bet for Canada would be fighter research and tactical bomber research, because tactical bombers can do the same sort of close air support that close air support bombers can do, but they can also do strategic bombing as well. So if I had a time machine, I would go back in time and definitely shift around the Royal Canadian Air Force. I don't have a time machine, so, you know, that sucks. Fighters, useless. Multi-altitude flighting, logistical bombing. Like, that's... down here is where we want to get with our strategic bombers. And speaking of, maybe, that's 44. We're still a little ways away from that, but 82 days is pretty darn quick. So let's get that research started. Is our factory actually done? It is, so let's get... Oh, we're already working on it. I got ahead of myself there. Yeah, you see, we don't need to move back. I would have loved for these 4 infantry divisions, 2 marine divisions, and 3 tank divisions to, instead of heading south to cover this little bit, which technically I don't even need anymore, but to instead maybe, oh, I don't know, head north? Yeah, where we've got immense superiority of forces against a very weakened unit? Yeah, that seems like a genius idea, doesn't it? Sometimes I just... ugh. Makes life difficult. And I guess, you know, you can add into the role-playing perspective where, who am I? Mackenzie King wouldn't at all be, first off, telling his armies where to fight. Secondly, you know, be convinced that where we don't need a loop that strong. Although I guess we could take that city away from the Germans. That might not be a bad idea. Salisbury in Rhodesia. What's your victory point worth? Probably none. Can I see? 1 victory point. Alright. You're retreating back. Oh, we're on the defensive there. Gotcha. Alright, well, South Africa looks about as good as it possibly can for the moment. Sicily is holding strong. Let me just quickly check this. We still have air support, or air superiority, which is great. And, I mean, looking at it, you would think, flying from here to here, crossing the sea, you'd wind up getting attacked. No, no, no. I noticed this, playing a British game. I had 1,000 Spitfires over the English Channel, and despite the German bombers coming from France through the English Channel, you know, southern England was still getting bombed. Why? Because I didn't have any fighters in England. Why? Because I figured having all my fighters in the coast would work. No, 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 no. If a bomber squadron, say, is stationed to bomb England, apparently, from, granted, my one test case, doesn't matter. If you know, you have to cross a region to get there, doesn't matter. Those bombers aren't getting shot down. So, that's a little frustrating. It does look like we've got a landing in France. Normandy happened, Canada was just busy elsewhere. So, you know, hopefully that works. We got some Australians, we got some Yugoslavians, we've got some Free French, we've got New Zealanders. And some Belgians too. I mean, it says France, but that is definitely not a French flag. Well, it is there, but it doesn't... There's yellow and red and black. Anyway, I think, considering I'm just rambling about nothing, it's going to be a good spot to leave the video for today. So, things are turning around, slowly but surely. You know, Canada's making it work. I don't know if we'll be successful. If that German, or if that American landing in France is strong enough, we might be able to knock out the Germans, but I don't know about the Soviets. That's a whole other ball of stupid red wax. So, only time will tell. Anyway, thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.